Welcome to Meat School! In this episode, we're going to be cutting up a chicken into 8 bone-in pieces. Why? Because 2 breasts is often the same price as 1 whole chicken, so it's a budget-friendly way to practice your knife skills. But first, let's go through all the parts of the chicken. We have our wingtip, the flat, the drumette, these are the breasts, and the legs. Part of the legs, we have the thigh and the drumstick. Flip it over, we have the spine and the Pope's nose. Alright, this fleshy part is the only thing that's really holding together the breast to the legs, that and the spine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the face of my knife and I'm going to rest the face of my knife along the thigh so I can cut through the flesh towards the spine. Once I hit the spine, I'm going to pull my knife out and I'm going to snap the chicken in half. Now I'm going to get my knife and commit the cut, and I'm going to put my crown off to the side. Now let's work on the legs. Alright, that's the ball and socket joint, and this is the spine. Those are the hardest bones in the leg. But right in between those 2 bones, the bones are really thin. So I'm going to strike those thin bones with my knife. Now I'm going to pick my chicken legs up, and I'm going to snap where I had scored the bones. Now I'm just going to commit my cut straight through so I can remove the backbone. Alright, now let's split the legs. There is a fat seam between the drumsticks and the thighs. I'm going to put the blade of my knife right on top of that fat seam and go between the joints, where it's just cartilage rubbing up against each other. Let's do that again. There's the fat seam. Put my blade on top. Now if I'm off, even if my angle is off by just a little bit, it's going to be very difficult to go through those bones. So just remember, if you're struggling, pick your knife up, readjust, just takes a millimeter and you'll be able to go through it quite easily. Alright, now we're going to separate the wings from our crowns. I'm going to open the wings up to a 90-degree angle and put my knife so I have 45 degrees on either side. I'm going to do a 3/4 inch incision and then snap and commit the cut. Alright, now that I have my wings, let's split and tip them. So, where the joint is the fattest is where it's basically all cartilage that's rubbing up against each other. So I'm going to put my knife where the joint looks the fattest to me. This is very counterintuitive because oftentimes we would want to cut where the bone is the smallest. But in this case, we want to find the fattest part of the joint and run our knife right through that. Now let's remove the spine from our breastplate. Now, like when we were separating our legs, what I'm looking for is just to either side of the spine, I'm going to cut through the thin bones. Now I'm going to press my knife into the cartilage on top of the breastplate. I'm going to pop open that breastplate, and now I'm going to use my fingers and my knife to just rub against that breastplate to loosen up the tissue that's holding it there. I'm going to pop the breastplate out. Now I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to separate the 2 breasts. And there we go. We've successfully cut up this chicken into 8 bone-in pieces. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please press the like button down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel.